Today, I want to experiment with the Hermes agent and see how it can coordinate the interactions between multiple LLM models during software development. In previous videos, I showed how I used a locally running Gemma4 model to create a Markdown file editor. Now, it's time to improve that editor and implement several complex features in it. And these kinds of tasks are exactly what's ideal for testing how multiple models can work together on the same project. So, a few words about today's setup. At the center of everything will be my single-board computer, the ZimaBoard 2, running the Hermes agent. I think you have already heard about this self-learning agent, so I won't spend too much time explaining it. I just want to mention why I use the ZimaBoard to run agents instead of my laptop, since that's a common question in the comments. There are two main reasons for this. First, I don't have a single main computer. Right now, I use both a classic desktop and several laptops. It's simply more convenient for me, and I like it that way. Because of this, I don't want my work to be interrupted, or have to wait for it to finish if I close my laptop lid, for example. So, having a ZimaBoard running 24/7 solves this problem. The second reason is environment isolation. Just as an agent can't access what's on my computer, whatever happens on my computer also doesn't affect the agent, such as reboots, shutdowns, and so on. So, now about LLM models. Hermes will be using the DeepSeek version 4, and it will also have access to the newest model from the MiniMax family, specifically version 2.7. Moreover, this model won't be running on its own, but through Opencode. Today I'll try to set everything up in a way that requires minimal human intervention, at least in the process of writing code and fixing errors. Ideally, the models should handle all of this themselves, while I simply describe which features I want to implement in the application. However, I want to clarify right away that this is not a tutorial about how applications should be built or how prompts should be written correctly. This is simply another experiment of mine, where I want to see how effectively multiple models, with the help of Hermes, can work almost autonomously with minimal human involvement to create something useful and solve real practical tasks. So, I'm connecting to the ZimaBoard over SSH. I already have a Tmax session running there, which means I can connect and disconnect as many times as I want. And it won't affect whatever is currently running on it. Now, in one window, I launch a Hermes, and in another, I want to configure the MiniMax model to work through Opencode. But it looks like Opencode isn't installed here yet. No problem. It can be installed with a single command. Now, I finally launch Opencode and configure it to use the MiniMax 2.7 model. Done. Alright, the models and agents are configured. Now, I'll clone the repository with the editor and install the dependencies. By the way, for this I am using Bun instead of Node.js. I personally like it more, but in principle this project can also be used with the Node.js. Now I move into the project folder and launch Hermes there. After that, I ask it to analyze the codebase and explain the workflow. As I mentioned earlier, for writing code it should use the MiniMax model through Opencode, and it should also verify task completion and try to operate as autonomously as possible without my involvement. So, Hermes analyzed the project fairly quickly and generated a report about it, and actually it found one critical issue. The backend of this project is written in Rust, and I still hadn't installed Rust on the ZimaBoard. Alright, let me quickly install it. The Rust website provides a script that installs everything automatically. And by the way, you can already see how convenient Tmax is. You don't need to interrupt the Hermes in order to do something in the terminal. I can simply open another window to do everything there. Of course, shell commands also be executed directly from Hermes, but I still prefer open a separate terminal window and handling it manually. Good, now I return to the agent and tell it that everything installed and that it should verify whatever everything is working correctly. And now finally, about the task I want to assign to my agent using a third-party model. So, the problem is that right now, my Markdown editor can only work with Markdown files, but it doesn't have such a popular feature as PDF export. Therefore, the task is to add the ability to export the currently open file to PDF. And while we are at it, it might as well support exporting to HTML too. I instruct the Hermes that it first needs to create an implementation plan for this feature, and then assign tasks one by one to other model while also verifying the results. Well then, Hermes started working, and I think this is going to take quite a while. And moments like this, once again, remind me why I am happy that I set up today's entry workflow on a separate single board computer instead of my main machine, because now I can simply close my laptop and go other things instead of keeping it powered on the whole time. Alright, Hermes has finally finished its work and generated a report describing everything that was done. As you can see, the tasks were completed one after another, and the execution of each task was verified separately. As a reminder, Hermes' role here is to coordinate the work performed by another model, specifically MiniMax 2.7, and together this entry setup completed the job in approximately 9 minutes. At the end, it once again verified that all of the tasks had been implemented correctly. Alright, reports are nice, but now let's see how well the export feature was actually implemented, and whether it works at all. Since my ZimaBoard isn't connected to a monitor, and I haven't even installed any graphical environment on it, in order to verify that the application actually works, I copied the code to my laptop and launched it there instead. Alright, it looks like the application compiles without any errors, which is already a good sign. Now let's actually take a look at it. The Markdown file is rendered correctly, nothing seems broken here. There is also a new button that should supposedly handle exporting. Let's see what's happened when I click it. Okay, a menu opened with a choice of export formats. All 3 formats that I mentioned in the task description are here. Excellent. First of all, I'll try exporting to PDF. Everything completed without errors. Good. Now, the only thing left is to look at the generated PDF file itself. Okay, this actually looks great. I like it. It seems that everything was transferred into the PDF correctly. It's just unfortunate that the images didn't make it into the document. I'll have to investigate that separately. However, everything else, the text, formatting and colors, was exported to PDF perfectly. Now let me quickly test HTML export as well. Saving it to a file, and now I'll open it in the browser. Oh, this looks absolutely perfect. Exactly the same as it did inside the editor itself. Images, formatting and colors, everything is there. Amazing. It looks like Hermes, together with MiniMax model, handled the task exceptionally well. So, the task of adding a new feature to an existing project is clear enough. But now I want to give the agent something that will take significantly longer to work on, something more difficult and complex. At first, I thought the second task would be to add another feature to the Markdown editor. But then I realized that would be fairly boring and not all that different from the first task. So instead, I decided to build something where the backend would play a much bigger role, and that will be a minimalist web service that automatically collects fresh articles from selected websites and blogs into a single convenient feed. But the most interesting part of that, the service must be written in the NIM programming language. If you have never heard of this language, that's not surprising, because unfortunately it still hasn't become very popular. However, I personally like it a lot, and I often experiment with it. So today will be another one of these experiments. Besides, this should also serve as very good stress test for LLM models. I am also going to make some changes to the Hermes configuration. In the first task, I simply instructed Hermes to use Opencode with another configured LLM model. But now, I want Hermes itself to directly use the external model through its built-in delegate task mechanism. Configuring Hermes for this is actually pretty simple. First, you need to add the description of an additional provider inside the delegation section. Also, don't forget to update the Hermes system prompt and specify that for writing code, it should use the delegate task tool. Alright, I move into the folder for the new project and launch Hermes there. Then, I pass a fairly large prompt asking to create a very detailed implementation plan for the project. I also added suggested implementation order to the prompt, but it only contained a few points, so nothing particularly interesting there. I'm not going to show the actual plan generation process, since it's basically just waiting for Hermes to create the plan and write it into a file. Instead, I'll jump straight to the finished generated plan. So the plan is ready. It turned out to be quite large and detailed. I like it. Now the only thing left is to implement it correctly. So, without overthinking it, I send the plan off for implementation and wait for the results. Again, the coding process itself will probably take quite a long time, so I'll skip directly to the outcome. Alright, it looks like the plan has been implemented. Interestingly, at the end Hermes decided to perform a technical audit of the project, and it found 4 bugs. It's a bit strange that it didn't fix them automatically and instead wait for my approval. But that's fine. This is already the very end of the process anyway, and the actual code generations happened completely without my involvement. So we have finally reached the point where Hermes says everything is finished and the project is ready to run. Alright then, let's do exactly that. Since my project folder is synchronized across all my computers, I'll launch the project from my MacBook so it's easy to open it in a browser. Okay, it started without errors. That always makes me happy. The web server is running on port 5000. Let's open it in the browser. Well then, some kind of page has appeared. I don't really like the design, but to be fair, I never specified any requirements for the visual appearance. The model made all these decisions on its own. Still, all the main sections seems to be there. Since our database is still empty and there are no sources configured yet, naturally there are no articles either. Let me add some RSS feed. Alright, the feed was added successfully, but there are still no articles. I probably need to trigger synchronization somehow. There is no dedicated button for that yet, so I'll try to restarting the service. Maybe synchronization happens automatically on startup. Yes, just as I expected, synchronizations happens during startup. Excellent. Now the article titles are visible. Although it seems that clicking on a title doesn't do anything. That will need to be investigated, but not right now. I think this is enough for today's experiment. While fixing small bugs and bringing the project to a production-ready state is already a completely separate story for another video. Right now, I just want to show one more reason why I love NIM programming language. Look at this. The entry server, with all of its functionality, is just a single binary file smaller than 700 kilobytes. Once again, the entry fully working project takes up less than 1 megabyte. An incredible result. Please write in the comments whether I should publish the source code of this application and whether it would be interesting for you. And don't forget to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss future episodes. That's probably it for today. See you soon. Take care.